Sorry, I was just sitting outside. It is so windy today. It is the windiest day in 7 years here in the UK, reaching up to over 20 miles per hour speeds of wind. That's crazy. Hence why it's quite dark in here. Not the nicest weather. I apologise. Anyway, shall we get on with the video? So hello, and yes, welcome back to another video, guys. So this is my album in a month. I think this is number 5. I'm doing it for January. Yes, I skipped December. The reason I didn't do one for December is purely because I was super busy, as everyone is in December. People probably noticed there was a little bit of lack of videos around that period in time. I got very unwell, like stupidly unwell, early in January, which is around the time when I make these videos. You know, it's early the next month, recapping the last month. So yeah, I honestly just ran out of time, and I thought there's no point doing December now. And I said during my first album in the month video, there's going to be some months where I don't do it, and December seemed like a good month probably to miss because everyone's really busy. I was really busy, and then I got really ill and it became a whole thing. But before we get started on the topic, talking about today's albums, I've got a couple big announcements. One of them I'm still waiting to tell you guys. I'm going to do a whole video on it. That should be coming probably in about 2 weeks, I reckon. The other big announcement is one of my... this is going to sound almost very childish, but it's true. One of my dreams has always been to do something like on the radio or podcasting, because I love talking about things I'm passionate about. And what I'm most passionate about isn't music, surprisingly, even though this channel is all music. It's actually films. I love films. I like a lot of older films. I love films today as well. I love TV. Last year I saw 102 films. I watched over 20 TV shows last year. I love it. Film is my passion. It's great. I love going back and looking at old stuff. I like looking forward to what's coming out. I'm very open with film. I like a lot of different genres and stuff. And me and my mate have started a podcast. I'm going to leave a link in the description to it. You can listen to it on Spotify. I think we're uploading it to iTunes as well. You're going to be able to listen to it a lot of places. And there's a cool segment at the end where you guys can get involved, recommend films for us to watch, and we'll talk about them in the following week's podcast. It's really cool. We do a segment on movie news. Then we'll do a segment on a movie that we saw that week, like a new one. Like this week we just had Birds of Prey, for example. So we talked about that. And then at the end we're going to do... what you guys, we're going to get you guys involved in the last segment. They're going to be about hour-long podcasts. We're really excited. We got proper professional mics and stuff. They weren't working for the first recording. We're really going to try to push to get them ready for the second recording. We're really excited to do that. So yeah, it's really exciting. So I'd love for you guys to go over there and check it out, because it's always been a dream of mine. More than... you know, standing in front of the camera and doing this has always been a fun hobby, but my dream is just to sit back, you know, radio, podcast type thing. That's something that I love doing, and my mate who's doing it with me, Ryan, who's appeared in a couple videos, he's always wanted to do it as well. We've talked about doing it for years, because we just sit there talking about films sometimes for hours, and then we're like, we could have recorded this, and I'm sure people would actually listen. So it's something that we've wanted to do for ages. We're so excited to finally do it. So I'm going to leave a link in the description to where you need to go and all the bits and bobs. You'll be able to see it in the description. So please go check it out. Go give it a listen. Go follow us or whatever. You know. Very excited about it. Very excited. So there's that announcement. As I say, I've got another big announcement coming probably in about 2 weeks. But I'm going to do a video just on that. Also, yes, I am wearing a Baby Yoda t-shirt. I'm sure some of you realise that. Look at how adorable this thing is. I love it. It's actually great. The child, yeah, loved it. So anyway, should we'll get on with the actual topic of the video now, because I've been rambling for about 2-3 minutes now, and we haven't even started on the topic. So this is January. These are the albums I've been listening to in January, and funny enough, only the album that come in at number 5 I've talked about in previous album of the months. All of the rest are new, like in terms of me talking about them in this particular series of videos. So the first one up, I'm going to do this one really quick because I think this album has appeared in nearly all of my album of the months. I've got back into listening to this album consistently again. Aurora, Different Kind of Human. You guys know how much I love this record. And look at that, I'm already done talking about number 5 because I've spoken about it like in nearly all the other videos. Yeah, I still just play that album consistently. It's you know, it's just an album which really connected with me, and I have not been able to stop listening to it since I discovered it about 6 months ago now. So I really like that album. I like it a lot. Okay, so these ones here, I've spoke about these albums before on my channel, some of them not in a long time, but never in this series of videos. I always like going back and looking at old records and stuff which I used to love, say 3-4 years ago, and a lot of these are good examples. So coming in at number 4, I've been listening to this a lot lately, Blues of Desperation by Bonamassa. This was kind of my Aurora back in 2016. This came out and I was trying to push it down everyone's throats. I was like, check it out, it's great. And it is great. This is my favourite Bonamassa record, hence why this is the one I've been listening to. This is a kind of like a modern heavy blues album, and it sounds fantastic. It's very American-y, but it sounds great. Nearly every song on here is fantastic. My favourite song on here is The Valley Runs Low, but there's some other great tracks on here like Mountain Climbing, Drive, No Good Place for the Lonely, Blues of Desperation, the title track, Distant Lonesome Train is a good one. How Deep This River Runs is great. Living Easy is fantastic. So this album is just, it's very solid. It's a very good record. So yeah, I'd recommend checking this out if you haven't already. That's an album I've been listening to a lot throughout January. I'd put that as the fourth probably most listened to one. This one here is going to excite some people. I think people are going to be really excited to see me holding this one up. I've just been listening to this like so much in the last month. And that is The Who. Who's next? Now, I don't need to talk about this album really because it's been talked about enough. It's a fantastic record. It's one of the highlight records of the early 70s without a doubt. It's probably The Who's best. I mean, I'm a big fan of Quadrophenia and Tommy as well. I feel like The Who had 3 great albums. It was The Who, it was Tommy, Quadrophenia, and Who's Next. I don't really care what order people put them 3 in, as long as they're the top 3, because I think that is The Who's defining mark on the music industry. Not to say that their other albums aren't great, because some of them are still really good. But this album, you know, it has 2 of the best songs ever on, period. Barbara O'Reilly and Won't Get Fooled Again. But this album has some other great stuff on it as well. My Wife, I think, is a really good song. Song Is Over, Getting in Tune, Going Mobile. Behind Blue Eyes is fantastic as well, actually. I'm a big fan of that song. So yeah, this is a fantastic record. And yeah, just been going back to old records, which I love. Just trying to play them again lately. There's another few records I've been playing like this month, which didn't quite crack the top 5, I'd say, that I've been playing this month. Goodbye Yellow Brick Road I've been playing a lot lately. You know, Rumours from Fleetwood Mac, just those classic albums from the 70s. Maybe they'll make next month's list. But yeah, great record, really great record. This was a new release that came out in December, so I've been playing this a lot throughout January. And it's great, and every time I hold it up, I always feel like I have to convince people why it's okay to listen to this guy. And I'm going to stop doing that, I think, because I shouldn't feel embarrassed about what I'm listening to, nor should anyone else. People like what they like. If people love things like K-pop, that's fine. If people love like this modern day rap, it's fine. It's just not for me. It's, you know, opinions are opinions. And in my opinion, I like this guy solo. And if people don't get it, if people don't even want to bother, if they just want to judge him off One Direction, you know what I'm talking about now, that's fine. It's your loss. But I'm going to hold up Harry Styles. This is a really great record. This is Fine Line. This is his second record, and it's a really good one, I must say. It's I mean, those of you who saw my ranking, I can't remember where I put it. I think it just cracked the top 5, this record, of my best albums of 2019. But yeah, it's fantastic. I like pretty much every song on here. The only one that I'm not massively keen on is actually the closing track, Fine Line. It's okay, it's fine, it's not bad. My favourite track on here is Treat People with Kindness. I also really like Watermelon Sugar. It's not a great song, but it's just fun and catchy and I enjoy it. So yeah, I would recommend people check him out, but I know a lot of people won't just because he was in One Direction. So, as I say, you're lost, but it's really worth a listen. It's a very fun record, and hey, you might actually gain some respect for him when you play 2 solo albums. Coming in at number 1, I've been listening to this guy a lot this month, and he was the clear winner for me. But I've just been playing like his hits, so I was thinking, oh, what record should I hold up from him? What record I listened to the most probably? And it was like just the hits really. So I'm just gonna hold up a compilation, and I'm going to hold up All the Best, which is by Mr. Paul McCartney. So, of course, we all know I'm a big Beatles fan, and my favourite Beatle, I don't know, maybe my favourite Beatle is George Harrison. I love George Harrison and Paul kind of equally, but I think in terms of solo career, because Paul's got so many albums, there's so much there to dive into. So I'd go, in terms of music, probably Paul. Personality, probably George. But yeah, I've just been listening to Paul non-stop lately again for some reason. He was the clear winner this month. It's just one of those things, you know, you go through phases where you're like, all of a sudden you'll be, or for me, I'm really into like Elton John one month, and then the next month I'm really into the Beatles, and then it's maybe the Stones, and then it's Paul McCartney solo. And January it's definitely Paul McCartney solo. I've just been playing him like crazy. And I don't even need to talk about, you know, the best of, because we all know the best of Paul McCartney. You know, he's one of the most successful, if not the most successful musician who's ever lived. So I think we all know his hits. But they're great, and I've just absolutely loved playing a lot of his records this month. So yeah, but that is it. That is my albums of the month for January. Hope you guys enjoyed. I apologise about not doing one in December. As I say, you know, it was busy month, and I just got super ill. Podcast, guys, please check it out. Please, I'm so excited about this. It would really mean the world to me to get a nice little following on there. You know, I'm not expecting anything big or anything because we're just starting. But it'd be nice to get some of you on there and involved, because at the end of it, near the end of the podcast, you will hear us try and get you guys involved and whatnot. So please go check it out. Really excited about it. I'll leave all the links in the description and stuff, so it's easy to get to. But that's it for this video, guys. I've got a couple exciting videos coming in the next couple weeks. Big announcement coming later on as well. But thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like the video, leave a message. And I'll see you guys next time for another video. Bye-bye.